Salibonani. Linjani. Okay. Okay. Maybe as a prelude to the lesson, I'll just pose a question. Ngithi, by show of raise of hands, ngicela ukubona abantu depressed. Okay, thank you. Ngizwile kule reaction ebekhona laphana ngisithi ngicela ukubona by show of raise of hands abantu bahleka. Lizwile. Why do you think that happened? I would like to believe ukuthi there is a lack of understanding around the subject, of which today lesson yethu is here to demystify amanye concepts akhona ngendaba zani ze depression and understanding exactly what it is. Andiphela. Right. Siqalisa ngizathanda ukuthi sike siye eBhayibhelini and we open 1 Kings chapter 19 verses 3 to 5. 1 Kings chapter 19 verses 3 to 5. Ngizabala mina lapha. Ithi yona, Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. He came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. For those who understand literature, libonanga ntwa iverse le yayisithini. From the onset or from the core, what I get from the verse is ukuthi this is Prophet Elijah, who was at one point at Mount Carmel at the apex of his life. Into zenze Mount Carmel ziyamangalisa ngumprofeti owaziwayo omkhulu koIsrael. But nxa ngibala ivesi leyi into engiyitholayo lapha ngumuntu okhala kuNkulunkulu depressed. Ngumuntu okhala kuNkulunkulu elama suicidal ideations because umthandazo wakhe uthi uNkulunkulu kungangcono nginjani ngife. It is because of his situation asephakathi kwayo and Jezebel is on her back and she wants to kill him. But umthandazo wakhe, you can see ukuthi udriver towards umuntu depressed, oseswela ngakwenza, and the next thing is praying to God ukuthi uNkulunkulu, if it were possible ngicela uhlungibulale there and there. So this serves as an introduction to say no one is immune to depression. Everyone, be it social status or you, be it you are a pastor, be it you are a professional in whatever field, you are likely at one point in time to be faced by a situation where you are going to be depressed. Uzananzelela sesiphambili sesikhuluma ngemihlobo or imikhakha depression yikho zananzelela khona ukuthi probably ngibuza umbuzo we depression abanye bayekela ukuphakamisa izandla belifola ku category yalabade kumele bephakamisa izandla nje phela. So ngigijima laphana into engifuna ukuthi si understand ukuthi God understands. God does not shun anyone ole depression. Yinto zayilandela ngestory sika Elijah nxa usehla ngaso laphana. Uzananzelela ukuthi when Elijah had cried out to God and he seeked ultimatum yokuthi uNkulunkulu kungangcono ngife, God listened, God did not judge. God had an active ear, walalela ayelakho, wabethumela izingilosi ukuthi ziyenika uElijah ini ukudla. So you can feel ukuthi even in your depressed situation and your depressed state, lapho okhona, God understands, God hears you, and God will deliver you. And a disclaimer about depression, kuyelapheka, ngumkhuhlane, it is an illness. Into emnandi ngeleseni yona leyi engingalitshela yona namuhla ukuthi if you are in that condition, namuhla uyakwanisa ukuthi uphuma lapha usule resolution yokuthi ungenzani and your problem might be resolved. So siqhubeka laphana ngendaba ye depression. So depression, it is different for everyone. Depression, it is different for everyone. For now, I want us to have an engaging lesson. Ngizacela omunye ebengincedisa lapha enika imic to anyone oyabe ufuna ukucomment. The first question is, what are the factors that cause depression? Let's discuss. What are the factors that cause depression? Abalokukhuluma fast ngokuraise izandla umfowethu uzalifinyelela and then lithola ukuncedisa. What are the factors that cause depression? Kulesandla lapha. 1 2 Iwaliwa. Perfect. Ngicela singe isandla.
Yikuchaya luvalo.
Kuchaya luvalo kuthiwa ikwaliwa. Anyone else? Maybe 1 2 yes.
Social inacceptance.
Social inacceptance.
Yukuba disappointed.
Yukuba disappointed. Okay. Mbona nganthiwa there are varied opinions abantu asingawathola ezingama causes of depression. Let's categorize izinto lezi. We have got economic factors. Are we together? We have got economic factors. Ngizwe uright ngale phuma kuba forward. Madoda kunzima economy ebingavumi, but you are expected to provide somewhere somehow in the mix. And when you fail to meet ama demands that are there, it leads someone to a spiral to what? To depression. Economic factors, ukuswela imali, and whatever responsibility okumele uyenze when it comes to ezomnotho, ikakhulu imali nxa ungayitholanga, it's one of the main causes ezathola umuntu sengabi seku depression. What else esikhulume ngakho? 2, sikhulume ngokuthi social inacceptance, right? I will broadly say kulama social issues there amanengi esingawathola kubani kundaba social. Umfundisi mentioned wathi ukunjani ukwaliwa. Are we together? Umfundisi mentioned ukuthi ukwaliwa hey bantu kunzima emjolweni, the streets are tricky, and izinhliziyo zabantu zidabukile, battered left, right and center. Relationships are getting people depressed. Those are some of the causes. Eziki, what else? What else can we talk about? Yes. Poverty. It also comes back to economy, and sometimes poverty can lead to umuntu abe socially inacceptable because umuntu angela mali kala mngane, and you are ostracized in the community and you are left what? You are left alone. Okunye singakukhuluma ngakho, truly family speaking issues, kulama pressures abadala babe sebekutshela nge-biological clock ukuthi isikhathi senjani suchiwe isikhathi, and wena so kukula lama family issues ebengisakhuluma ngawo ngisawathinta ukuthi so we're talking about family issues and family pressures from ebadaleni and everything. So depression can come from anywhere and unexpected. So now you need to understand ukuthi depression, just like any other illness, it can be treated. But before we do that, kumele si discuss ngemihlobo ye depression esinganjani esingaba layo or esiyaziyo. I've got here ama major types engifuna ukuthi sike sixoxe ngawo siwazwisisa. Umhlobo wokuqala, it is called major depression. Sisonke, major what? Depression. Nanti kulaba bake bebukela ama movie leke libona ukuthi what is the depiction of umuntu oyabe depressed ku movie. Ngumuntu olala yazikhiyele roomini angadli engela appetite, they do not want to socialize with anyone, yonke into yakhe vele ilife yakhe is at a standstill. Iliyeke likunanzelelo kyani nguye umuntu lwana simcategorize under major what? Depression. And that is one example of esingakuthi i-major depression. Kulento kuthiwa i-postpartum depression. Kulento kuthiwa i-postpartum what? Depression. Anti phela ngeminye umkhakha lwana singakhuluma ngawo sidlule laphana. Omunye umhlobo esingakhuluma ngawo depression is a bipolar disorder. I know bipolar disorder ngumkhuhlane, but remember abantu abale bipolar disorder uzathola ukuthi kanengi bahlaselwa ngento singathi ngama mood swings. Their mood swings, they drastically change over time, so that leads them to depression futhi. Sileyinye esibiza sithi psychotic depression. Psychotic depression uzayithola ukuthi yona into eziqhakathekileyo ngaphansi kwayo kulama hallucinations, lama delusions, ukuthi umuntu is now living outside the space of reality. Kumba ma hallucinations uyabe sebona into ezinjani, into ezingekho okwandise ukuthi leyi affect ngabantu who would have what? Indulged or ababethathe ama drugs. Leyi yoyandisa ukuthi ibahlasele kakhulu type of depression yakhona. Sibe leyinye esibiza sithi persistent depression disorder, ukuthi it comes in periods and in waves, but uzakunanzelela ukuthi into yakhona iba persistent over a long period of time. Uzananzelela ukuthi under this one uzathola ukuthi kulama genetic predispositions ayenza futhi abantu bebe prone to depression. Uzathola ukuthi genetic line yakho nxa prone to depression lawe kanengi, if you fall in one of the categories or izinto esikhuluma ngazo ezinjengabo economies, finance and everything, ezomjolo zikwehlule kulula ukuthi uwele kundaba ye depression. So before I hand over to my co-presenter, into ngifuna ukuthi sikhulume ngayo after establishing konke lokho, i-bottom line esalayo ngendaba ye depression yikuthi depression is an illness just like any other illness. Umuntu ogulayo uyenzani? Umuntu ogulayo antu uyakhuleka. Andi sisecamp meeting siyakhuleka vele anti engakhuleka uyenzani? Uyadinga uncedo ngaphi? Kuma professionals la kuma dokotela. Same applies to depression. Awungeke ukhuleke kuphela depression and it just vanishes and go away. Seek for help. Depression can be cured. Thank you.
Lichonile bazalwane. Themba sikho depressed ngokuzwayo. Ilesene nje. One challenge esilayo, maybe sometimes as a community, ngingathi as a church, kumbe ngifike khona lapha ngithi njengebandla. Ukuthi nxa sekufika endabeni zama mental health issues, abantu sebesibona ngani izinto ezingekho serious, angithi depression is another component nxa sikhangela subject mental health. Ku camp leyi mental health is going to become one of our very key discussion okumele sizidiscuss njengabantu abatsha. There are many things esihlangana lazo, maybe sometimes where we fail to get ama opportunities ukuthi singashare lo bani, and khonokuyana kuyasi affect at the end of the day. Maybe le church layo is supposed to put ama systems azancedisa kakhulu ukuthi how do we intervene after sesibele such a lesson, sincedisana njani. Usipho was bringing ama very important points which we hope ukuthi nxa sivunyelwa isikhathi sizenelisa ukuthi sizame ukuthi siwacubungule ama points lawo. ukhulume about ama causes awe depression, wa mention ama social causes, ama economic causes, ama political causes. Ngizafuna uku-add futhi maybe ngikhulume lama religious causes angithi. There's one thing that maybe sometimes depresses other people ngwafika church. Ukhulume about a biological clock. I think that one is one of the very most important thing omele siyinanzelele njengebandla. It was also going to be very fair ngale issue sidiscuss even kulabadala phakathi. Because the most gatekeepers abe biological clock ngabadala. Andisonke. Maybe abanye bayabuza ukuthi biological clock yikuyini khona lokho. Ngamafitshane nxa sikhuluma ngebiological clock, ilapha abakubuza khona ukuthi kanti uyathatha nini uzayenda nini. It might appear as a very simple and ordinary question, but it's a very serious and very, very strong question. Andisonke bazalwane. Yeah. Wait until you get to that stage. That's when you're going to realize ukuthi umbuzo lwana is with a certain meaning. Nxa ungusisi useselabo 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Uyabusabona ngani umbuzo wakho uyahlekisa angithi. Ingabe kubuza sihleke nje sikhona lapha eCamp angithi. But wait until the community now start to think ukuthi we are very late. Phela community yavuka ifake i-calendar that is contrary to what God has designed for you. And the moment that happens, xa ungumuntu ongusisi ungabuza ukuthi uyayenda nini. It's a very, very serious question. And abanye abantu they've suffered quietly in the name of ukuthi hayi singabazalwane. Another question may be other things that also affect abantu. Kulabanye abasemthadweni, maybe it happens ukuthi God takes time to give you a child, angithi. Then suddenly uqeda ukuchata khona phana kudlale 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Ugogo adlule. Athi lokho ngisakhangela isisu mntanami. Kanti uzasutha nini? Andisisonke. Yeah. It's only that you see the meaning of these things when somebody comes to you personally ezoshare lawa angithi. But nxa kukhulunywa kathi sisinje ku generally, so maybe some of us we might think it's just a basic question. Abanye bethu khona lapha we are being pressured to do things that are beyond our control. Uzobe ku compare kuthiwa isize zakho sezifike kulesi sibanga wena awukafiki. Even esikolo I have seen abazali putting children and young people under pressure. Babefuna ukuthi ubuye labo abangu 10. But you are not talented in terms of academics. One of the very mistakes that we make that force young people and children into depression is treating them like the same. Kulomunye umntwana ukuthi engabuye esikolo epasile, then you expect the next child to do the same. Is that fair? Is that fair? Abanye bethu amatalenta ethu awakho esikolo, so ngabalila ngalize liyephuma, but you harvest nothing. Andisonke. That one is a reality which we should accept as a community. And other people have forced themselves even to the point of cheating esikolo. Sisonke. Kulabanye abantu abangena cheater vele, ebhale kopa ama assignment, i-O-level yakhe encela lapha efunda khona waba successful wachita wapasa because wayengene lo ngamaphepha lokhuyana okuncane kabe ubhola ama points. Why? Because the community or the family has said ukuthi we expect you to do this. Abanye are even forced to choose ama careers that you don't want to do. Guidance is very important, but no one is supposed to choose what you are supposed to do. And so na nyakwazi abanye bazathi hayi njengabazali I know the best that I have for you, but I always ask the question ukuthi kanti wena yini okwakungcono abazali bakho ababekukhangelele kuwe. Vele nxa mfundisa ngezinto lezi ngicontroversial esikhathini esiningi. Yeah, because omunye umuntu want to see a doctor from umntanakhe, but yena wayehluleke ukuthi abe njani, abe ngudokotela. Sisonke. So those are some of the critical things omele sizikhangele. Ngasikhangela yini i-depression. Ukhulume about another cause of depression. Abanye pressure maybe that you receive from a school or academic issues. Abanye basema college ngathesi you find ukuthi now education becomes difficult. And because of lack of ama resources, wehluleke ukuthi uthole enye material engakuncedisa to excel like any other student. So if you go to our universities, and one challenge that students have is the issue of pressure at school. Uzathola abanye benu la, we are very, very susceptible when it comes to plagiarism at school. Liyakopa, copy and paste. And it's on, yeah. And when universities, that is a chargeable offense. You can be expelled from school. So ngati magi paper lakho ngithi you are submitted a soft copy of your assignment oyiphiwe. Ngihambe kuma settings e-Word document lapho. There is a way that they do it, and I won't tell you how it's done. Where you go and check plagiarized work. Ungazange wafaka even with anything. And most students have suffered depression because of that. So no matter how hard school is, please don't copy because you're going to fall into depression. When now people expect you to what? To meet the standard. Another cause of depression, health conditions. And this one, you discover as you grow up, suddenly, maybe you have got a certain health condition. Or then suddenly you are being condition age. Someone can fall into depression because of that particular condition. It's easier maybe now, but as you grow up, you realize that those issues now start to make a meaning into your life. Maybe you've gone through some abuse, especially sexual abuse. And you expected to better half work with them, we have never had any intimate relationship or we have never had sex to be simple. But due to his sexual abuse, maybe that was never so important to Sakula. Now if you have a stage, then life now demands you to disclose some of those issues. And Muntu now, they only realize but that sexual abuse ended up taking maybe my virginity and I have to explain to the next person stage. And how are you going to bring about it? Then it becomes a challenge. And someone falls into what? Into depression. Another issue that goes to depression is about our relationships where there are demands that are beyond the expectation and the control your mood. Let's say you're into a relationship. Umfundisi ukakhuluma esinye isaga lapha eJumayela. Wathi mina kanthengi iwatch esesake. Maybe abanye they question themselves ukuthi besithini umfundisi. It's a simple sign ufana ukutshela khona ukuthi I will never marry you before I know you sexually. Because uthengi iwatch esesake na ukwazi ukuthi njani. Same applies. So there are other people who are pressured into homosexual relations. Because their religious conviction in terms of their faith, that is contrary to their beliefs. But because umuntu lo uyamthanda and you don't want to disappoint the person, what happens? The person pressures you, akunika ama conditions, akwenzele everything. Then at the end of the day, they demand sex. And many people, they end up being under pressure. Behlezi khona lapha kulabanye abathenjisiweyo ukuthi nxa ungafuni phela ungabona ngani umgwaqo oyeBromley yiwo wodwa wona lo. I can even via Solusi. Anisonke. And umntwana abantu is very honest whether ngumfana. This day is not about ukuthi abademand sex ngamankazana kumbe ngabafana kuphela. Even ladies now. They are very, very skillful in terms of that. Yeah. Umfana wenkosi kumbujaha wenkosi is a very person who's committed a church. Angithi. And laba ngibo sebekwazi ukuthi usisi lo uvele ungani kuyathembisa ngokusebenza kwenkosi. Angithi. Then someone takes advantage of you. Angithi. Ekwazi ukuthi you are very committed kuye. Then they start to put you in conditions. By the way, omunye umuntu can lead that person indirectly into a sexual activity, and you think ukuthi umuntu lo is doing it voluntary, but uyabe kwenza involuntary. Eqeda ukwenza sex yakhona asale ele stress. Why? Because they never expected that. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all the evil. Sisonke. So i-depression lingayikhangela into ezikhatshana kumbe into ezingabi, but izinto ezinjani eziseduze. Abanye maybe there are family issues in Kaya, issues of marriage, broken families, kule domestic violence these days, angithi. Ndibona abazali bayalwa, divorce, all those things are happening. Those can also contribute to depression yabantwana. Ubona umuntu e-college is now underperforming because there is a problem enjani ezakalayo ngikhaya. And abadala, by the way, when they are fighting, basebenzisa onye kuyi-method nxa bekhuluma okuthiwa yi-triangulation. Angithi i-triangulation yi-triangle 1 2 3 angithi. So bona nxa bengu-2 besilwa 1 2 anti kujoyinene nga. Wena bayakufaka phezulu beku-recruit, then you become part of their fight. Ubona umama eseqasa ukudonsa abantwana ukuthi bebe sesayidini lakhe, ubaba ebesedonsa abantwana ukuthi bese sayidini lakhe. And that causes depression ebantwaneni. These days ulento kuthiwa intimate partner violence. Kulabanye osisi abachayiwayo la. Bayakurapa straight. Ukuthi esabatheni akukho lokho enxe maybe kukhona phandle ngani. Abajaha besabatheni ngabantu benkosi, singabantu benkosi siyahamba, siyenza konke and so forth. No. I refuse abantu besabatheni abafana besabatheni bayachaya amankazana. That never happens in the house of God. I like your response. Right? I like your response. I never wanted to say yes or no on it. But your reaction tells a lot. There is a lot which is happening amongst us. When nxa ungaza kuchaywe, uza kubona mhlabe kuchayile. Anisonke. Yeah. I remember I was teaching in one of the groups. Wabe ngasibo be church but wawulama members e church phakathi. Ngoba babuhamba khona babe ngakwazi ukuthi ngechithi umba so we church. Omnunkazana was giving a testimony oye church esithi le boyfriend yakhe. Wayemchaya nxa emchaya babehlala ema-flatini angithi. Liyabona ama-steps ama-flat la. Asuke kwampana emdonsa ngonyawo from phezulu. Azezomchiya phansi. Nxa bengakuchayi is okay with you, it's fine. But you want to talk to those who are going through those things. And those are some of the depressing moments. Nxa uthi uyayicabanga i-relationship yakho iyakunika stress. And one of the worst things that happens when it comes to our issues of a relationship, okule intimacy, partner violence, yikho kulida khona to our crimes of passion. Lawa zama crimes of passion. Ama crimes of passion, people these days are killing each other. Nxa ufuna ubona ukuthi umfana yena lo belazi njani pamphlet uyakubulala, uvuka usithi angisakufuni. There are other people who are suffering a church in domestic violence. Even lebadaleni khona ngani. Kuyachaywana kudlala. But as a church, we keep silence and we think everything is what? Is okay. It it becomes disappointing. Thina abanye sisebenza emhlabeni kanti asisebenzi e-church. Mina ngahlangana la emhlabeni vele awungazi vele. Anisonke. Xa ngikhuluma la ngikhuluma ngani angikwazi vele. Ngingafika e-church vele angisoze ngafaka khuluma lawe vele angila I don't have a business with you e-church. Into zemsebenzini. Siyakhuluma khona lokho ku basic kuphela. So our church is going through an experience of a very serious domestic violence. Abazali bayalo, abanye ama-youth are not justifying any bad behavior. One of the results of a depression, ukuthi umuntu engaba depressed, they move away from a depressive environment, then they go to an environment engani zabanike comfort. So they create what we call a relationship of convenience azopholisa ubuhlungu abaphakathi kwa. So bazali likhona la, you fail to provide the necessary love in the family, then know there is a substitute for that love. So ngabona ngani uthando bangaluswela ngikhaya abazalushota phandle. Actually lugcwele lungaka so. But the most important thing ukuthi uthando lwakhona lukuncedisa njani. Abanye bangene kuma relationship bezwelwa bevela kuma vulnerable situations. Sisonke. Usanda ukwaliwa khona phana uhlu yeqele komunye. Andisonke. Hayi. Sisonke bazalwane. Lapha sifuna ukuthi sikhulume ingane kwani want just to take the issues as they are. Kulabanye umfundisi wakhuluma ngabantu ekuthiwa ngamagundwane asengadini angithi. One of the things that depresses ikakhulu osisi in our church ngabo bhuti labana abahamba bechaya kuthiwa hit and run. Anti sisonke. Abanye lengama victims of hit and run, abanye lengama designers of hit and run. Nxa uhlezi khona lapha babe ku discuss. Ezinye ingxoxo ungazibona abantu be serious ukuthi enxe maybe bakhuluma ngepamphlet, bakhuluma ngawo. And the moment a guy sleeps with you, just know ukuthi news zakhona ziyahamba zispread kakhulu. And that has depressed many ladies. Now uyahamba ngapho zame la ukuthi ube ngumuntu wenkosi. Abanye they take advantage of you. Wayethi laphana kuse ground lapha. Until nxa ngikhuluma sobona ngikhuluma izitori. Sesikhuluma izinto umuntu ayesekutshela khona ukuthi ngezwe abanye sebesithi mina kuthiwa ngiyi ground. So what should I do? Then as we continue during the week, sakhuluma about amanye factors that contribute to suicide. By the way, Makailama statistics, there's a high prevalence in terms of suicide, in terms of our young people. In Dar, there are many factors that are associated to that. Ngakathi ngifundisa ngeabuse kwenye indawo. Abanye abantu banchingile echechi. Banchingela. Tayi kuyini khona lokho abantwana ba these days abasalaleli. Right. I-abuse angifuni ukuthi vele sikhulume ngayo. I-abuse is there. But mana bekurepe. Ngabantu ngifake ngamabala luhlaza andi. Mana bekurepe umbe berepe umna wakho. Uzabona ukuthi abuse wena sozofuna isifundo. There are families that have been destroyed in abuse. Abanye we suffer what we call secondary depression, where we see someone closer to us being affected, then that translates to us. Let's say someone looking after our terminal ill parents, and we are wanting kunzima, you can't even, you are not working, impilo inzima. Then you're looking after somebody who's terminally ill. It is very difficult to see someone moving towards their point of death. And that causes what? Depression. So there are other young people who are looking after our parents who are going through what we call palliative care. And abantu bakhona they are suffering abanye bakhona ama chronic illnesses ekufana ne-cancer and so forth. Angithi when you are exposed to that situation, then depression sometimes becomes inevitable. Antisisonke bazalwane. So we are trying to pick various causes as a depression esingaba lazo and so forth. Mbona ngani besinga khuluma okuningi kakhulu. The last one is politics. There are other people who are so glued into politics up to a point yokuthi when politics are not playing to your advantage, whether you are a supporter, whether you are a participant, that one also causes a depression. Abanye bangabuza ukuthi why ngikhuluma ngakhona lokho. We have got other people maybe who support various political locus and whatsoever. We're not going to talk about that. But it's also another element that causes you in depression. Abanye emsebenzini, you are working under stressful conditions. Maybe you are forced even to work on a Sabbath. That also causes you in depression. But the bigger question is good. Is the church doing enough to help us? Maybe ngibuze nalo mbuzo. Now depressed the church, where do you go? Angumbuzo. Where do you go? Maybe ngabuze church. Church yakho lapho ngena khona. Do you know where to get help now depressed? Now ngufundisa. Ngicela imnike mic. Ngizama uqala ulonyovu la.
Okay, ngicela ukukhuluma njengomuntu omutsha. It's a pity ukuthi uthe wena bekufunda ngabazali bakhona but kabakho. So yes, uyanwaya lapho kuluma khona nti uyabhoboza ithumba but awulenzi lutho. Now e-churchini as much as abantu bekhona esingabatshela, i-problem othi ngithi mina enza singabatsheli nansi. Ngiyabuya ngizotshela umaphosa la, but ngilento enje engihluphayo. The next next day umaphosa is standing there where you are standing, saying bantu abatsha lenza so aqalisa ukubalisa iproblem yami yonke la wahlukisa ukuthi le ngiyami le, right? Nxa ingenzanga njalo, what does he do? Uyasuka lapha umaphosa ayebona uSipho athi we need to pray. Angazali chove evangeli but adlula kikho your problem bakhona pha. So I wish ukuthi ngabe abazali they are here bake bekele ukuhamba besiyaqamba amanga in the name of prayer band, besiyakhuluma into esingabathumanga zona. We need that relationship labazali ukuze singalimali. One of the reasons asizenzela izinto zethu yikuthi wabona akula hope in Israel. Yes, the structures are there. Bakhona support group what. Yes, I've got no problem with that. But the individuals abakhona pha yibo banida orientation ukuthi wenziwe njani. Ngihle ngilokhoze ngilete umbuzo. Mbone ngathi usufuna ukugoqa isifundo sakho. But ulento ithintileyo eyama-abusive relationships, you cannot sit down without assisting us. How do we then deal with it? I'm being abused. Fine, yes, in your presentation, maybe was landed to girls, but men here, abala, they would agree with me. We're being abused. We are being abused. We need then to find. We need then to find a system. Yokuthi singancedisana njani, ukuthi ngiphuma njani in an abusive relationship. Ngiyachaywa, ngiyathethiswa. Sometimes the wage bill iba ningi kakhulu compared to what you are earning. At the end of the day, I'm talking on behalf of other men, maybe who are experiencing that. Not that I'm experiencing it. No. But I'm talking on behalf of others. And how then do we get out of such abusive relationships? I think we need a lesson to deal with that. Ngoba ama relationships ethu amaningi siyawakha and as days are going, ngikhangele emuva, I've been with this person for 4 years, 5 years, which is witchcraft, by the way. Topic for another day. Bese ngizibuza ngiphuma njani out of a 5-year relationship. What will people say about me? Nxa sengishiyela la? What about the secrets and the little sins we've done together? So as you are dealing with the issue what why singakhulumi labazali bethu, please also deal with the issue what senze njani ngama abusive relationships. Is there a hope or ngihle ngihlale vele sokungumtshado lo kuzala ngiyo uJesu Nxayibuye?